Hi and welcome to the Get Fix channel. Today's fix, we will be looking at an LG UH6150 model, and it has an issue where it has a partial kind of a darkness on the left side of the panel. So basically, if you switch it on, and this is what you get. So this side, that side is kind of looking dark. Now it's obviously showing more of a backlight issue, and so it could also be the power supply maybe not providing the necessary voltage to the LED strip. So we are going to take it apart and then test it over. Okay. So the two screws here have a different size compared to the rest, so you take note, the two here. Okay, so you already know, we have the TIC on board, the motherboard, and then the power supply. So just going to do a quick test on the power supply. These are the wires going to the LEDs. So I'm just going to check the voltage and see if we have full voltage going to the LEDs, just to make sure that everything else is good. So we're going to have a look. So this is where we have the LED connector. So let's do a quick. I'm going to be putting the negative and the, let's power it on. Sorry for the wobbly hands. I'm trying to do that. So I have my multimeter on DC volts. Okay, so this is just going to test the. Actually, let me just switch it on. Okay, it's on. The TV is on. You can see the backlight there. Okay, so we're checking the positive. It's clearly marked there, so you will be able to know which one is positive. So we have 272 volts, and this is the side that is not working, I believe. Yeah. Okay, let me check the other positive. Okay. Okay, so we have the same voltage going through the positive for both. We have two sets of connectors. So we have the negative here. Let's look at the negative. That's 2.8 volts. Okay, let's check the other negative. Okay, you have to be careful here so that we don't short any of the connections. Okay, so this negative is given 100 volts, see, 101 volts, and then one of them is given something like 3 volts. So usually there is a return voltage. I believe there is a return voltage. So what I will do is clearly the voltage, when I look at the positives, the power is being sent to the LEDs. So I'm going to test the LEDs. So just going to switch it off. Okay, so we are going to check the LEDs and see. Okay, so this is the connector. You just press it down. I believe this is the black is the positive, and the white is the negative. So you're just going to do a quick test. Put in the white, the neutral position. Okay. Okay, so there's no voltage reading. Okay, let's check this one. Okay, so there is voltage reading, and the backlight is on, and that is the right side from my end. Okay, so this side there is no voltage reading, and nothing comes on. So we can confidently say that the LED panel to the left is not working. Okay, so we would have to disassemble and then change the LED. Okay. So usually first of all I like to disconnect the T-con board. I usually don't like. Okay, I'm going to disconnect it from this end. So it looks like this thing is going to be in the way. Okay, so okay, this one comes off quite easily. That's the speakers, the left side and the right side. Okay, so can basically unplug this one here. Okay, I believe it's marked, so okay, so LH and then RH, so you would be able to know where to put it back. So just disconnect this ones. Okay, and this one, there's a screw here which I believe can come off. So okay, so okay, actually all this comes off together. So so this one will come off. Okay, and I think let's see here. We could disconnect. I think it would be best to disconnect from here. Yep. Okay. Okay, and then by pressing, there is a tab here. By pressing it down, this one comes off. So you can get all this off, right? And usually if you don't want to lose your screws, sometimes it's just advisable to just put them back here, so that it's always good to have a tray, but I don't have a tray at the moment, so I just screw them back so that I know this is where they were. Okay, now from what I'm seeing, okay, let me just disconnect this, the T-con board from the panel drivers from the panel driver board. Okay, right, perfect. So I see some screws here, 6 of them. So I think this will come off and then expose the panel driver. So okay, so see here. Okay, so this will come off, and then this would also come off. I think yeah, it can go in only one direction, so you can just put them together. You would definitely know that you have to put it this way, because it can't go this way. It won't fit. Okay. Oh, there is one more screw here. Okay. Put the screw back. Always good to keep the screws together. Okay, so we have this 2 off. Okay, now with this one's connected, now you can basically move this out of the way, but we have the bezel on the side and then in the front, so we would have to get the bezel off. And so see how we are going to do that. Okay, so there are some screws on the sides. See if I can bring it this way. Okay, so there are some screws here, and so they go all the way on the sides here, and I think there is some on the sides here, so basically all around. So we are basically going to unscrew all that. Okay, yeah. With all the screws removed, you can gently, there is this holders here, you can just slightly and just slide it over. Okay, and put it on top of it, because the bezel has to come off first. So we just push this one down a bit, and this one a bit to the side. Okay. Yeah, and have it that way. It's needed. It doesn't matter if it flips over, I believe. We'll be able to get access to it from the other side. Okay. I think I will just let it go towards the edge, right, so that I can have access to it from beneath. Good. Right. Okay. Perfect. I think the bezel here should be able to come off easily now. I hope there are no clips. I don't like the clips. Okay. So see, this side is off. If there's a place not coming off, then it would mean that there is still. Okay, so it looks like there are some clips on the sides. There are some clips on the sides, so we will have to. Let me show that. So see here, I think these clips, these things may have been embedded somewhere in there. And it yeah, and it's across. So we will just have to use not a pry, but kind of use something to pull it up. Okay. Okay. This is where one has to be very careful so that you don't crack the panel. Okay. Okay, so you can see it's coming off here from the corner. You do the same over here. Okay, and then you have to be careful because you have these things here that you don't break into them. I think just a gentle push should be enough. Okay. Yeah, this side is also upped. So basically just working your way around it. I will need both hands, so I'm just going to put my camera back. Okay. So this side is kind of a bit out. Okay, so this one is out. See? Okay, this side is also out. Okay, so we'll take that one out. Okay. I'm just going to use a bit of tape, and then now it's just good to allow it to dangle and not be compressed on the table or whatever bench you're working on. So just very slightly. Okay. It's always good to use a suction cup for lifting, right? It's always the best, but I don't have one, and so if the TV is not too big, you can use your hands to lift from beneath. Now I would advise that you put on gloves so that you don't put fingerprints at the back of the panel. So I'm going to turn it this way and then lift from my end. Perfect. So what I usually do is I look for a spot and then I just lift it up slightly. Okay. Just one slot, and then you move along on the other side, right? And then you curl your fingers to the back of it, right? And then you lift, and then you find a suitable place and then set it, right? Okay, so we need to take off these filters, and there are some clips again. See here, there is this clips here which we just have to take off. It goes around all the sides, so okay. They just clip off. Okay, so, and this, obviously you can see that this is the bottom part, so you can put it, and then you'll be able to put it back. Okay. So the filters, if you are going to put them in a different, if you're going to put them in a place where there is likelihood, you just have to make sure that you put a tape, but in my case I have a place where I'm going to set it. I'm just going to set it aside here. These are the LEDs. Okay, these are the LEDs. So there's one on this side and one on this side, and then they connect to this side. Okay, from here. So you can basically just disconnect it from here. So these are the LEDs, and even from by just observing, I can see this one here where my finger is. You can see that that one has a burn. You can see this one here. It looks very different, so I think that is where the problem is coming from. The rest all look good, but we would have to replace that one entirely. Okay. So there is connection here, this one, and then you're basically going to press and then remove. Okay. So I believe they are attached by double-sided tape. So we just have to look for something like a pry. So basically I'm just going to use a pry, something like a pry, to just pry the old one out. Okay. It has to be gently done. Okay. Okay. Okay, so that's the other part. Okay, so I got a replacement, and okay, so we have the replacement. Just have to check and see and make sure that the replacements do match up, because there is a start point and an end point. Okay, so yes, they fit perfectly. There shouldn't be any gap. There shouldn't be any gap here, because if there is a gap, you might have a dark spot in the middle. So I'm just going to do a quick test on this LED, just to make sure that we have a good one that we receive. So there is a positive and a negative. So the thing about this is, even if you mistakenly reverse it, nothing happens. It just wouldn't light. Right. Okay, so I have my polarity wrong. Perfect. And okay, that is also good. There is a slight difference in what I had originally. Yeah, you can see this is a bit different from that. Okay, but it will do the job. So we are going to use that. It's good to have this tester, because it really helps. In case you get something which is defective, you will not know until you put it back in and then plug it. So we would, now there are grooves. There are grooves here. I see grooves here, because there is a groove here. So that would mount onto this one here, basically like that. Okay, and the good thing is that this one comes with, it has a double-sided tip, so that should be good. Okay, so I'm putting, I just put the first one. make sure you align it. Align it is very important. You can just align the first section, and then just ensure that it's meeting at exactly the tip, and then you can work your way by pressing it from the edges. Okay, so the LEDs are all connected. Everything is now in place. So I'm just going to give it a quick test and see. So by just plugging it in, you won't be able to see it, so you'd have to bring back the standby light or the connector to the motherboard, so that you'll be able to use the remote control to send back voltage from the motherboard to the power supply to get the full voltage, right? So I'm just going to plug it. I'm just going to plug it in. Okay, so we have that here. Let's just see. Make sure you're holding everything up. Okay, so the backlight is actually on this side, so it looks like it looks like everything is back on. Okay, so that's good. I'm gonna switch it back off, and I'm going to unplug this one here. And unplug this for now. Okay, so that basically the LEDs are on the bottom of the TV. Okay, so we are going to put everything back together. and there we have it. So just a quick recap. The TV had half of it being dark, and the issue was mostly going to be targeted at the LED backlights. Now in my case, I was lucky enough the power board was good, so by testing the LEDs we realized that one of the LED strips was gone, and as you can see, after putting the LEDs back, putting the replacement, everything is back in working order. So just put this video together to help anyone who may have such a similar issue. Okay, so I hope you guys did enjoy my detailed video. I hope it was detailed enough to help anyone go through the entire process. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to leave me a like, and also a subscribe will also continue to encourage me to bring in more videos. I hope to see you guys in another video where we will try to fix before we dump. Peace.